Okay, hi, this is Vitali, and welcome to our podcast. Today I have Siobhan McHale from Australia, all the way from Australia, my native beautiful country, and actually she's in Melbourne, which is my hometown. And today I want to talk about about workforce engagement. But first, a quick introduction. Siobhan has been working for a number of organizations. I think I actually saw ANZ, a big bank there somewhere, and construction or facility management company, right?
Correct.
And now she's working for an international paint company called Dulux, and I dearly love Dulux because their paint is actually phenomenal paint. So it's a big paint company, been around for a long time. So tell us what caught my eye is workplace engagement. You have a very unique way of looking. Why do you think there is a low engagement in the workforce?
Yeah, so I suppose my view on engagement is that, and I like the Aon Hewitt description of engagement, which is it's about say, stay and strive. And I think fundamentally, and my experience of that has been working both as a consultant. So I spent the first 10 years of my career as a consultant, sort of flying in and out of organizations, helping leaders to change. And then I shifted to become what I call an insider. So I went into companies and saw engagement from the inside. So I had that outsider and insider perspective. And one of the things that emerged for me in both those experiences was this sense of disconnection. So people have become more disconnected from what is it that they serve or who is it they serve as an organization. So when you look back, let's say at the time before the Industrial Revolution, you see that the farrier was very connected to the farmers. He made the shoes for the horses of the local farmers. The baker made bread for the villagers. The tailor made clothes for the townsfolk. So these people were very connected to the services that and to the people that they served. Whereas these days, I think we're a step back from that, and many people have become disconnected from the purpose and from the basic needs that they serve. So that's one of the big issues that I see with time.
Well, I can, I've done a lot of work in organizational purpose development, and I can totally understand that. And I love how you said that we went back when previously we actually had a much stronger connection with our purpose because it was kind of localized, right? Now we're globalized, and it's so very much more difficult, right?
Absolutely.
So, what do you think? What is one of the creative ways to actually engage people in the workplace?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think one of the ways that is underlooked is the whole area of role reframing. So let me tell you a story that illustrates what I mean by the importance of roles. So we have a doctor, let's say her name is Sarah Connors, and she gets up on a Monday morning and she greets her husband Mark, good morning. And she talks to Mark about the busy week ahead. And in that conversation, she's in the role of wife. Then she walks down to the kitchen and meets her 8-year-old twins. And she immediately switches role into role of mother. And she helps them get ready for school. She pours milk on their cereal. She checks them for signs of a cold that's going around at school. 90 minutes later, she's on the train and she's going into work where she's head of cardiology at a New York hospital, and she checks her busy schedule on her laptop. And that morning she walks into a round of students where she steps into the role of coach and role of teacher to really educate them about the symptoms of a heart attack. Later that morning, she goes into a meeting with her boss and she steps into the role of negotiator to secure a budget for high-tech imaging equipment for her department. And later that afternoon, she steps into a different role when a colleague in here comes to ask her for a second opinion on a diagnosis for a patient. So in each of those interactions, her behavior shifts automatically as she switches from role of coach to role of negotiator to role of advisor. Now, she doesn't really need a training course to do all of these automatic switches. It's just the mental map that she holds of the role. It guides her behavior. So what we need to often we come at things from a personality perspective, and we say we've got to look at people's personality and change their personalities in order to get change in the workplace. And I believe that's the hard way, and that what we can actually do more of is look at role and role reframing. So the role is almost like what I call it's like the GPS in your mind. So it's like you've got a GPS in your car that's telling you and giving you directions about where to go on the road. So if that GPS is out of date, or you haven't downloaded the latest information onto your GPS, you can be driving along and getting the wrong instructions, or going up the wrong roads, or taking the wrong turns. And the same is true in the workplace. Sometimes the role map that we have of our jobs or of what's expected is out of date, and we're operating from an old map of what's required.
Mm-hmm.
So my belief is that we can do role reframing to get change happening and to get people more engaged in what it is that they're really supposed to be doing in their jobs every day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So basically, by reframing the role, refocusing on your core purpose, if you like, right, the higher purpose for what you do, it automatically assists you being more engaged with your role, with the work that you do, right?
Correct. So I gave an example recently in one of my articles, which I call Jack the Bored Banker on LinkedIn.
Right.
Where Anne, who was Jack's boss at the bank, was having difficulty with Jack being disengaged. So he just seemed to have lost his energy. He seemed quite tuned out. He wasn't getting through his work. Other people were having to wade in to help him. And Anne mulled over, what can I do about this? And she decided to try the approach of role reframing. So she bought Jack a coffee, got her own coffee, went in and asked him, how do you see your role at the bank, Jack?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And Jack responded, well, I'm here to help customers to fill in their loan applications and to basically get it through risk and get the loan processed and drive that bottom line for the bank. And Anne asked him then, well, what loans do you have on your agenda for today? What are you working on? And Jack went through the loans that he was processing, the Mendozas, who wanted to buy a house by the bay. There was Sophia, a recent graduate, who wanted to buy her new car. She's just gotten her driver's license. There was Liam, who was a fanatical sailor, who wanted to go on an adventure and try his hand at sailing around the world. So Anne said, wow, that's a diverse and interesting group. And it seems to me like that you're actually helping people's dreams come true.
Right.
So, yeah, what Anne was doing there was reframing Liam's role from form filler to dream maker. And that made all the difference. And obviously it wasn't just one conversation. She was working with her team over a period of months to help this reframe to happen. But Jack, after this reframe, he got more of a spring in his step. He got more connected with that sense of what he was delivering for his customers, and his engagement levels started to rise.
Wow! Well, that's phenomenal. I think that this role is a fantastic way of basically changing your mindset towards a much more engaged workforce. Thank you so much. This is a little snippet. We're going to do much more on the YouTube, but for now, thank you so much.
You're very welcome, Vitaly. Lovely to speak to you today.
Good to speak to you.